Once upon a time, there was a young man who worked diligently at a factory. His mentor, an experienced old technician, had always taught him one simple rule: talk less, do more, and never stop developing your skills. Over the years, the young man took this advice to heart. He learned every aspect of the factory's operations, mastering his role with dedication and precision. 10 years passed, and the old man retired, leaving the young man to take his place. As a technician, he carried on his work with the same diligence, constantly refining his abilities. But over time, the young man became unhappy. One day, he decided to visit his old mentor and pour out his frustrations. "Master," he said, "I've followed your teachings all these years. I've worked hard, stayed quiet, and focused on doing my best. I've learned everything I can at the factory, yet despite all this, the others who don't have my experience or skill have been promoted, while I'm still in the same position, earning as little as I did when I was your apprentice." The old man listened carefully and then asked, "Are you sure you've made yourself indispensable to the factory?" "Yes," the young man replied confidently. The old man paced the room, deep in thought, before offering some surprising advice. "Take a day off," he said. "Use any excuse you want, but give yourself a break." The young man was puzzled by this advice, but the more he thought about it, the more it made sense. He thanked his mentor and quickly requested a day off. When he returned to work the following day, the factory was in disarray. His absence had caused numerous problems, and the other workers had no idea how to fix them. Realizing the young man's importance, the manager promptly promoted him to senior technician and praised his dedication. Grateful for his mentor's wisdom, the young man thought he had discovered the secret to success. From then on, whenever he felt undervalued, he would take a day off. Each time the factory would struggle without him, and things would improve upon his return. This pattern continued for several months, but one day the young man arrived at the factory to find himself blocked from entering. To his shock, he learned that his employment had been terminated. Devastated and confused, he returned to his mentor, desperate for answers. "Why did I lose my job?" he asked, feeling betrayed. "Did I not follow your advice?" The old man shook his head slowly. "You followed only half of the lesson," he said. "You understood that no one notices a light bulb that's always on. It's only when it goes out that people realize how much they rely on it. But you missed the second half." The young man blinked, suddenly realizing that he had made a grave mistake. "What's the second half?" he asked softly. "The second half," the mentor said, "is that if a light bulb goes off too frequently, it will eventually be replaced with one that's more reliable. Who wants a light that can't be trusted to shine when it's needed?" The old man paused, letting his words sink in. In life, there will be people who take you for granted, but the answer isn't to disappear whenever you feel unappreciated. If you vanish too often, people will eventually find someone else to rely on. He continued, "In your own life, think about your friends and family. If you always take them for granted, what will happen if one day they're no longer there? Don't wait for that moment to appreciate their value. Be thankful for them now. The mentor's words hit the young man hard. He had been so focused on proving his worth by disappearing that he had forgotten the importance of consistency and reliability. His mentor finished with one final piece of advice. Don't let others take you for granted, but don't overreact by walking away. Every time you feel unappreciated, find balance in life. And life will reward you with balance in return. And so the young man left, understanding that true success lies not in making others miss you, but in being dependable, consistent, and grateful for the people and opportunities you have. Moral of the story: don't let yourself be taken for granted, but also don't abandon your responsibilities. Balance is key to a fulfilled and successful life. Thanks for watching, and stay blessed.